That's so embarrassing. Oh my god. There's a button. Are you serious? Oh my god, that's humiliating. Jesus Christ. Hi, Rafi. Hi, Rafi, if you're still on stream, bro. I meant to... Oh my god, I see. Okay. Dude. Hold on. Okay. Let's figure this out. That's so stupid, bro. Okay, here's what happened. Okay, so can I show this? Hold on. Let's see. No, I can. I for sure can. Okay, so here's what happened. Okay, I had this scheduled stream. I don't know how much of this I can show. So, okay. So I had this scheduled stream. I think it's something over here, right? Where you're like, okay, I'm going to start streaming at this time, right? And so I thought that the stream would go live as soon as I press start streaming right here in OBS, right? By the way, this is my sick OBS setup. So I got desktop here. I've got disclaimer here, which is I've got webcam with border, which is like it has this little, like that's how I did the board. This is actually pretty, I'm really happy with this because I did it like a year ago, but anyway. So I thought this would start once I press start streaming, right? But no, you actually, when you have a scheduled stream, you actually have to press a button up here that says go live. So I pressed this and then I totally saw the live readout, right? And I was like, okay, I guess it's ready. Like, I guess I'm streaming, right? But turns out when you have a scheduled stream, you also have to press this button up here that says go live. And I think I saw a notification up here that was trying to tell me to like press this button. But I just thought like, I don't know what it thought. I don't know what I thought it was saying. I guess I thought it was just saying like, oh, you're live, or something. So God, yeah, I started streaming on time. It's just irritating because like, hold on. I don't know. You guys didn't miss out on too much. Okay, so well, here's what happened, right? First of all, it says mostly in the title, and I was reading chat a little bit. The thing that had happened was after I streamed for like half an hour, I checked chat, and you said bro is late, and I said I wasn't late, but I hadn't realized that I wasn't streaming. Oh yeah, I also have slow mode on. Sorry, Rafi, I'm trying to disincentivize chatting. No offense, You know, we can talk on Discord though later. You know, but I do these streams for a reason. I don't mind 10 seconds. I think it's fine. I'm learning Typst because I think it's cool. I was wrong to say there's no such package. Bro, I'm so sad Fable's gone. Like, dude. Like, Fable was such a nice model. It's so sad. Yeah, so I'm learning Typst because well, the whole idea behind Fable was that it's Mythos with like a whole bunch of safeguards behind it, right? Like, you know, 10% of the time it'd be like, hey, we're bumping you down to Opus, you know? Like, Fable was like a very, very nerfed Mythos, you know? Unless you were well, Fable is just Mythos unless you're asking it cybersecurity or biochemistry questions, right? And you say it's already been cracked. I don't know how true that is. I haven't really looked into it. I know that's what the U.S. government is claiming the reason why... I know that's the reason why the U.S. government... I know that's the reason the U.S. government is claiming to have done export controls on Fable. I see. Curious. I don't know. I mean, I even if... No, I didn't watch the Fireship video. Like... I don't know. Even if it's true that there was like a jailbreak for Fable 5, which seems like maybe true. Which, by the way, hold on. Anthropic never said the US government didn't find a jailbreak. They said they never found a universal jailbreak, a jailbreak method that can broadly bypass the model safeguards, unlocking a wide range. Like, frankly, this Pliny thing, I wouldn't be surprised is like a thing in the Claude AI web app. I don't know if it would be very useful in a agentic context, right? I mean, I think banning AI models is a little silly too, right? But it's also like, it's... I don't know. It's a really complex issue, right? Because I can definitely see why you would want to do it, right? Like, I think the argument for doing it, like, is very true, right? So, I don't know, but I also think the arguments against it are very wise. So I honestly really haven't thought about it, because I do think it's probably true. Like, of course, a lot of it was like marketing, but I do think that Mythos is does probably have fairly good cybersecurity and like pen testing capabilities. Job contract, sick, bro. That's sick. Like I remember, I don't know why I'm opening GIMP. Theo made a video about Mythos when it had come out. Well, when Anthropic talked about it, and his theory was that like if somebody's a cybersecurity researcher, they have like 9 out of 10 knowledge on cybersecurity research, you know, but then yeah, they have like 9 out of 10 knowledge on security research, but say they're doing a web app, they have like 4 out of 10 knowledge on web apps, right? And say they're doing something with like what's it called? WinUI? Is it WinUI? Yeah, okay. Say they're doing something with WinUI, right? They might have like a 3 out of 10 knowledge in WinUI, but a 9 out of 10 in cybersecurity. But the crazy thing about these large language models, in theory, right, is that not only, like, sure, they might not be a 9 out of 10 security researcher, they might be like a 7 out of 10. But the thing is that they're 7 out of 10 on all domains. They're 7 out of 10 on web apps in regard to knowledge, they're 7 out of 10 in regard to WinUI, right? They're kind of like equal broad knowledge for everything, unless they're doing something esoteric like Odin or something, right? And so what ends up happening is that these large language models with like these reasoning capabilities make them capable enough to be able to do these like vast sort of broad exploits that would only be possible if somebody had like very deep knowledge in like multiple domains, right? Which I think is a fair argument, right? I mean, a lot of security researchers are really only good at like one, or really only have like knowledge in like 1 or 2 or 3 things, right? And then that's where they do security research. But the spooky thing about Mythos is that it has kind of equal knowledge in everything else as it does with security research. And another freaky thing is right now is as bad as these models will ever be, right? People talk about, what's it called? Model rot? I know that's not what they call it. Uh-oh. My frames are dropping. Oh, are we like, I don't know. Like, I really do feel like these large language models are only going to be getting better, right? And it's pretty freaky that large language models mechanically are pretty simple, right? They just, predict what the most likely next token is, right? And it's pretty crazy how capable they are with just this level of, with just how like kind of crude the technology is. And so, see, there's like another breakthrough in AI research or another breakthrough after that. Like, are we gonna have like genuine like, are we gonna have like real like very very good capabilities? Like, it's crazy how good Fable already was, right? Like, Fable was already great, and so it's crazy to think like right now is as bad as these code generation tools will ever be, right? It's just crazy. Like, it's definitely a bubble, right? But like, people, but like the internet was a bubble in the 2000s, but the internet ended up being the main thing. Like, that ended up being the most important human invention, or the most consequential human invention, right? So, the but the internet will end up being one of the most consequential human inventions, right? And so the part of me wonders if we're now with AI in the 2020s the same way we are with the internet in the 2000s, right? Like, I wonder if it'll be equally as influential, where everyone's just too early. The money's too early, people are getting too excited too early, right? I don't know. It's really a curious thing, right? For sure. But also, like, I think large language models are definitely ended up being way more like fruitful of a like I think LLM research ended up being way more fruitful than anyone thought it would be, right? Um, like tool calls, like I feel like tool calls were just as crazy as when ChatGPT came out, right? Like I remember when Bing AI just came. I forget what it was called. It wasn't called Copilot. I think it was called Bing AI, and you could only get it through the Microsoft Edge browser. Um, and it had like it could search the web, and that was the craziest thing ever because it was the first time these large language models could have like up to date information. And since then, large language models have hundreds of these tools, right? And I think that they ended up being more capable than they thought they would be. It was codenamed Sydney, right? I remember you talking to me about this. Um, yeah, I don't know. I do know that there's kind of a Claude question. Raffi, Gemini sucks. Look at this. Raffi, Gemini sucks. Look at this. It sucks. Deep SWE is this benchmark that Theo has been shilling because he invested in Data Curve. Um, like artificial analysis is completely cooked, bro. Like it's fine. Like it's pretty good for like. It's not good for anything. You were right. Like these benchmarks are cooked. If you look at Deep SWE, the fucking like look at this. Look at this. Um, it's crazy. Like you look at Gemini 3.5 Flash, it's at 28%. You look at GPT 5.5 Extra High, it's at 70% with the pass rate. Um, you look at all effort levels, right? You look at Gemini 3.1 Pro, it's at 10%. Isn't that crazy? Like deep SWE is nice because the questions aren't public, right? And they also have more real world like. Gemini sucks. I would never use Gemini for anything. Um, yeah, bro. Like I don't know. You know what Gemini is pretty good for? It's good for when a normie searches something on Google and they get like an answer that seems correct, right? And then they don't have to be, uh, you know, Gemini's okay. Gemini's okay for like AI mode on Google. And Gemini will be pretty good when my parents get the new iOS version and they can talk to Siri and ask it like real questions. Rafi, are you paying for like does it have thinking on? Because that seems like a very non-thinking thing to do. Oh yeah, I'm thinking of Glass. Like an example of like these specialized tools you were talking about is like I think these large language models are talking or I think some doctors are using large language models to like do like analysis on patients and stuff. It's pretty cool. Like, you know, artificial intelligence is definitely, or I don't know, AI is like the marketing term, right? It's really ML. Like if you're a real head, you'd be like, oh, these ML tools. Like ML is definitely the future in like a lot of things. And it's funny because you know, becoming a mathematician was like getting a degree in math was like getting a degree in history. You know, like it was kind of like the most garbage STEM degree you could possibly get. Not really. I'm exaggerating, right? But like, you know, you think of a job that doesn't pay well, and it was like a mathematician, right? And it's ironic because you know, honestly, Rafi, I use large language models fairly frequently. But yeah, it's probably bad. It's probably bad. I usually use it for oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, yeah, machine learning tools are just really useful. Anyway, yeah. So what I was talking about with math degrees, like if you were getting a math degree, like that was like getting an English degree, as far as I know, or like a history degree, right? Except it's STEM, right? And so it's hard. It was like getting a hard history degree. And also, I'm not to hate on the humanities, right? History is pretty difficult, especially if you're doing higher education. You know, English is pretty difficult if you're doing higher education. So it's like linguistics. The linguistics is kind of, you know, I mean, you know, you look at what's it called, like computational, like sociolinguistics, like that's pretty mathy. You know, that's a lot of STEM stuff. Um, but it's ironic because the there's this guy I know, Dean, in the Sylvan server, and he is doing like a master's degree in mathematics at Stanford, I believe, and it's pretty crazy because. You know, he works at like this math startup. I don't know. They do like I honestly don't know anything about math. They have this thing called a auto formalization. Like there's this like it's called Lean, right? It's like an auto formalization tool. Wait, what's it called? Oh, it's a proof assistant. Yeah. Yeah, so Lean is like a functional programming language that is designed around creating like math proofs. And Math does and Math Inc. does like auto formalization. It's just so crazy. Like it's just so funny because of all this AI stuff, math ended up becoming a very fruitful degree to have. Anyway, this thing I was saying with Claude Fable, like even if people are able to jailbreak Claude Fable, I really am not sure if there would have been an export control placed on Claude Fable if Anthropic didn't deny the U.S. military from using their tools on fully autonomous weapons. Right? It just seems pretty punitive. It seems retaliatory. You know. Anyway, I gotta get back to work, Rafi. Sorry, I gotta keep doing this. So, last thing I imported this. I imported this thing. Fit to width. So would it be Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I'm learning Typst because it's cool. There's this guy I know, not this, I don't know this guy. I've spoken to him on Discord because he called me. But he talks about Typst a lot. What is happening? Hello? He talks about Typst a lot. He's a math major. He's yeah, I call people. What do you mean, bro? Like yes, I use voice over IP. Yes. He uses he's always evangelizing Typst. Oh, I don't know what you're referencing. And he's a math major. He's doing a bachelor's in mathematics at the University of Vermont. And if you're doing a math major, you're usually using latex or LaTeX, right? Which you probably know about LaTeX. I know that Luke Smith worked on his linguistics PhD thesis with LaTeX. You know, LaTeX is just awesome Typst, and he's always evangelizing how awesome Typst is. And he's working on a board game with Typst. Look at this. Look at this. He's like making... He's making the cards for his board game on Typst. Isn't that crazy? You know, Rafi, I don't disagree, but I kind of know this person, so you can't you can't you know, this isn't a fruitful, you know, path of inquiry. This is a fake thumbnail, by the way. This is fake. But yeah, back to my thing. So what I do, like... Thank you, Leo, for writing this explanation. I know my stream's dead, I know. Or maybe not, I'm just dropping a lot of frames right now. Occurred in this call of function cover. Unknown variable fit to width. Okay, I guess that's not what I wanted to do. And not to like poo-poo you, you know, he is an attractive guy, and I don't think that's like super weird to say, but you know, you know, I mean, right? Like I'm not, you know, it's pretty uncouth, right? Okay, I'm gonna try this on grids. I have this awesome testing thing. So if I do... This is just such a weird thing here, right? This is weird. So would I do like fit... Oh wait, I have to import this. So if I do fit to width authors, right? Fit to width authors hashtag, or no, what's the problem here? Unknown variable. Okay, I'm doing something really wrong here. Do I have to do this? Oh wait, was that the only problem? Compiled with errors. I'm gonna remove this disclaimer. So lorem just applies a string. So if I do dot dot like example, if I do that's weird, right? What's happening? So let's think about this, right? What exactly is happening here? So let's do so we have horizon plus center, right? Fit to width. Lorem to close, close. Okay. That didn't really help. This is Z. What is up with my internet, bro? Fuck. It's so over. Okay. They're marketing it as like an AI editor now. But it's really nice. It's sick because it's not made with Electron. Activating demo. Whoa, what? Dude, this is crazy. No, Zed is sick. I love Zed. But yeah, it's really sick because it's not made with Electron. And it's actually GPU accelerated. That's why it's having these weird graphical issues where it keeps the visual buffer. I don't know what's up with that. Is it using WASM? No, it's using what is it using? It's not made with web. It's not like a web app. Oh, for the demo, I have no idea. But now I'm curious. How is what is Zed coded with? Like Rust. Okay, yeah, it's a Rust project. I'm gonna star Zed. Shout out Zed, bro. Yeah, Zed's super sick. And it's on Windows now too, which is awesome. Rafi, you're on Windows, right? You should use Chocolatey. You should really consider using the Chocolatey package manager. It's sick. It's probably WASM, yeah. You should use Chocolatey. It's awesome. It's sick. It's the coolest thing ever. Like, can I do this? Is this a waste of time? Yes, it is. It is a waste of time, but it's fine. I already had it for some stuff. I use it for all of my software, bro. On Windows, like on a window, like I'm getting a work laptop from my job. WinGet has a smaller package. Oh, WinGet has less packages, so I don't really like. I've never really used WinGet, so I don't really know. I just like I just always use Chocolatey because I know it has a larger package library. On what am I doing? On Windows, yeah, I mean, you for sure can use multiple package managers, but I don't know why you would ever want to do that. That just seems like such a headache. Okay, I need to do my work. Rafi, I can't talk to you. Sorry. So we're doing grid. And what is the hashtag? The hashtag does, puts it into code mode, right? So why can't I do fit to width authors? Could I do fit to width authors? But I want it to be a string, right? So what's even the solution here? Like, okay, so what does dot dot do, right? Dot dot makes it so the following lambda function is applied to each individual element inside of the authors array, right? So name is input. Functionally, it's given the element inside of authors. Text applies to the markup area. Name forces it to look at the name variable, right? So it goes into markup. Then it's like, hey, look at the name variable defined here, which is authors, right? Because we did authors map. So for everything on authors. Okay, let's do something weird here. Let's So, oh wait, I'm going to do serif. So now everything in here is serifed, right? Because we're doing this, right? So what now? What did I want to do? So let's get some white space here. I'm trying to do Nick's. I'm trying to do Nick's Nick's new lines. So is text a function? Okay, so text defines how text looks. So we're applying this. I also want to apply set like, I also want to apply fit to width, right? So I want to do, could I do this? Unknown variable name. Oh, this is Iosifka. I used to use Hack. I was planning on changing it back, so I actually am going to change it back to Hack. I know, Streamstead Raffi, something's going catastrophically wrong with my Yeah, okay. I don't even know where I could have heard of Hack. Because I was thinking, oh, maybe it was the default font for Atom, but it wasn't. So I don't even know where I heard of this. But yeah, I use Hack everywhere. It's kind of sick. And I also really like how it doesn't have ligatures. Like Iosifka used ligatures, and I think I could disable it in Z, but I hate ligatures, dude, in fonts. Like, why would I want... Look at this. I don't need to use GIMP for this. I also need a way faster computer. Once I buy a car, I'm buying a computer. Maybe I should wait a couple years for prices to get a little less crazy. Like, look at this. What is happening, bro? I mean, if I spend like $7,000 on a car, I can spend $2,000 on a computer. Okay. Here's the thing. If I write question mark arrow, these are two characters, okay? These are two characters. So why would I want my font to lie to me and turn it into this weird ass concatenation, bro? Why would I want it to turn into... I do need to spend $2,000 on a computer because the RTX 4090 or 5090 retail is like $4,000, okay? So this PC is going to be half the price of NVIDIA's best GPU. You know, I spent $900 on this computer in 2019, And I want a computer I don't have to think about. I want a computer where I don't have to think about the speed of the computer. Um, but yeah, so why would I want this weird ass concatenation? If I wrote two characters, I want to see the two characters in front of me. But if I don't need an RTX 5090. That's what I'm saying. If I wanted an RTX 5090, I would be spending more than $4,000 on the computer, but I'm spending $2,000 on the computer. So I'm just saying it's definitely not going to be top of the line. I want to spend $2,000 on a computer because I really don't want to have to think of the speed for a long time. I really don't want to have to upgrade my computer. Yeah. But yeah, I just don't like when my fonts lie to me. I don't like dishonest fonts, and so I don't know why anyone would want ligatures in their fonts. Just got a secondhand flagship GPU. That's true, but the prices for those aren't great either. I'm hoping. I don't know. I'm definitely going to buy a PC within the next couple years, assuming the AI bubble pops and GPU prices get less crazy. Yeah, so okay, that's the problem. Rafi, that's how I felt about building my computer in August 2019 before the crypto bubble. Because I got a pretty good computer for the price. Like, I got 32 gigs of RAM, which I'm happy about. It's a DDR4, right? And I think it's pretty slow, but consider getting a MacBook. Would you be interested in running Linux? Could you run Linux? Because you can get an M1 or M2 MacBook Pro for like. Now I would the worst thing about doing shopping websites on stream or on recording is that they just love doxing you. So I'm gonna hold on. No, I know, but you can run Linux on them. Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. And I'm gonna make sure it doesn't have my address in it. Which it doesn't. Okay, I can show you. Yeah, look at this. This MacBook, you can get an M1. I don't want an Apple product. Why? You're getting it used. You're not giving money to Apple. Look at this. You can get an M1 Pro, MacBook Pro. It's got all the ports on. It's got HDMI. It doesn't have USB-A, actually. It doesn't have USB-A, but you could just get a USB-C, whatever. But it's got HDMI. It's got, SD card. You can get it for $600, like just under $700. It's got M1 Pro chip. That's crazy. You don't want the components. Why? It's such a nice. I don't know. Maybe I'm hating. Like, my next laptop is for sure going to be an M1 or M2 MacBook. And I'm going to get Linux on it. For sure. Especially consider the price for these is going to drop like crazy because the newest version of... yeah, right? Like, this used to be a $2,000 laptop, and now it's a $600 laptop. right? And that's crazy. And especially considering the this is going to be running Asahi, right? This is going to be running, Asahi with Nix in my case, right? Nix OS. So the speed is going to be even crazier, right? So, no, man, it's fine. As long as you're running like normal packages, it's okay. And like in your Nix config, you can just you could just compile your packages for ARM. It's fine. So, yeah, okay, back to work. So we figured out fit to width. So we could do fit to width here then, right? So we could do fit to width, boom. Right, and it's because I'm not importing it properly. What is happening? Listen, man, say what you will, ARM is going to be everywhere in like 10 years, right? Like, by the end of both of our lives, we're almost exclusively going to be interacting with ARM machines, okay? So, I'm just ahead, okay? Like, it's over for x86. Like, for real, like... So if I do grow to width, I have to change this. This is weird, right? And then if I do shrink to width, and I say, I'm ahead in the future when I'm still using i3 on X11, right? Everyone's on Wayland now. This Z thing is going to be like, this issue isn't going to be solved because like X11 is functionally a broken use case, right? Like, I'm using a deprecated system, so. I think what I want to do is I want to maybe get rid of column gutter. What is happening? Why is that only on top? So what did I want to do? I wanted to do column gutter, like 1FR times cols, right? This just doesn't do what I thought it was going to do. I know, Claw's just going to lie to me, right? Don't worry, Rafi. We're going on max. We're going on max thinking mode. We're going on max thinking effort. So it will lie the least. What am I looking for? Like, what is the solution to this problem? I don't want text to autofit the box. I want the box to autofit the text. Could I, should this look like this? Is this supposed to look like this? Yes. It's just a screenshot of 3 gray boxes. I might just need to do a weird function. Well, okay, I'm gonna star this anyway because this is a cool that's a cool extension. I really think the problem here is like, how do I, like, okay. Here's the problem. Okay. Okay, we're going for it. Okay. This is where it's gonna get really stupid. First, let me expand all of this. Is this the right place to put this? Grid. I shouldn't put it inside of grid. Okay. Column with discovery. We're doing a nested function, boys. So let's do how do we discover the maximum length of God, okay, we're gonna need array, I guess. Okay, wait. Discover length of longest string in array types. You know the look inside meme. I think Stack Overflow has always had bot detection. I just have a weird user agent. Like I'm using Helium, I'm using Linux, I'm using uBlock. Like these are all things that like make the Stack Overflow servers think I'm trying to hack into their stuff, and so the Cloudflare turnstile automatically shows up. I think this is AI generated. This is an AI generated website. Okay. Is that really the best way to do that? Reduce function? Reduce. Sure, I see. So it takes ACC and X. Array, yeah, okay, array dot reduce. ACCX. It applies this lambda function. ACC and X is the input. Calculate the maximum of ACC and X. But what's the why would you need to? What's happening here? What's the does this just show up in grids? 4. Yeah, okay. So if I just do like text calc max ACCX, or right, okay. How do I do what I want here? So if I do just ACC 2, if I just do X, is that 3? Okay, so it gets from the largest to the smallest? What? An accumulator and an element. Go to source? What does this mean? Oh, sick! Wow! Okay, cool. I was hoping there would be something like this. And it just does 2, right? Wait, okay. So reduce is given the output of this function. No, because it, the reducing function is a closure with 2 arguments, an accumulator and an element. iter next, right? Iterate through the next thing. Unwrap or default. ACC starts as the first element. Loop over the for item in this thing. So for 2143, the reducer is called 3 times. ACC equals 2. Reducer 2-1. Reducer. Oh, so reducer 2-1 creates the new ACC. ACC 4. ACC 3. Okay. So. Okay, sure. That is crazy. I'm gonna take the fan out of the window and stare around. Oh, sorry, I'll be right back. Okay, so in this context, let array, What is happening? Oh, content. What is content? Okay. So okay, cool. Great. Oh, sure. Yes, our intuition is right. Square brackets create a content value inside the content block. What's happening is a bit subtler than turning the second argument. On the first call, ACK is the integer and is integer 10 and x is integer 4. New content block, which interpolates. Oh, sure. So here I was, oh, I can't really go back, can I? Oh, I can. So if I do this array, okay, cool, I see. So it only said it was content because I was turning it into content. That makes sense. Okay, so now that I know what reduce does, I can now do this really silly function. I could do this really stupid thing. So, array, set, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Max array, max string length. And then we're going to do array dot reduce. And then we're going to do a function len max. Calc.max. Len x ACC or len ACC, right? What's the problem here? Unclosed delimiter. Can I not have this on a separate line? Does this have to be... Wait, what do you mean, unclosed delimiter? What are you talking about? Open, 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 closed. Oh, wait, there's... Okay, wait. Open, 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 closed, 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 closed. So there's something going wrong here. It's here. That's the problem. So what is happening here? So we got x ACC, and that's the accumulator. We've got, and then it calculates the max length of the array and the max length of the accumulator. Right, so we're fine. We've got it, right? This returns... Okay, there's a problem here. Unknown variable x. No, but you can't... Oh, wait. I did this the other way around. ACC x ACC. But it's still going to give me... It's still going to error out, right? Yeah. Unknown function ACC. I mean, I know, right? But like, wait, unknown variable. Why is this variable unknown? It's in a thing. It's in a oh, should this be in a parenthetical? Expected array found function. But doesn't this return a function? Like, isn't this a function? Like if I do like expected array found function, and it's in reduces the problem 24/6. But doesn't this return an array, right? ACCX is to calculate max. How do I make it, like, by nature of being in a parenthetical, doesn't it execute first? Doesn't it return a function? Expected array found function. Wait, I'm being silly. Okay, that doesn't solve the problem, but there was something wrong there. Maybe if I just keep putting parentheses around things, it'll solve the problem. What's going wrong here? Oh, you can't do, it has to be like acc.len. You can't do like, okay, same problem, but I think we're getting closer here. Okay, am I being schizophrenic? Hold on. What's happening here? Expected array. Found function. Okay, hold on. Let's figure this out here. So let's just do like can I do this? Unclosed delimiter. What are you talking about? Isn't it closed literally right here? What's the problem? What's happening? It's literally closed. It's literally closed, bro. Whoa, what? Oh, how did that happen? Oh, what? That's still not the, what? Okay. Okay. Let's start from the beginning here. So we have ACC, we have X, right? Expected array found function. Line 24. Oh, is that the problem? No, it can't be. That can't be it. Wait, what? Okay. Right, because obviously that doesn't solve the problem. Expected array found function. Am I being a crazy person? Isn't that an array? Aren't I passing an array? Authors. Authors is an array, bro. Okay. I'm not passing an array. What I'm passing is a list. I'm passing a list, right? That's the problem. Right, because an array can only have numbers in a list. Okay. No, I know the problem. We figured it out. So what I need to do is I need to I guess this. I need to do list max strength length and then list. And then what I need to do here is I need to do I guess list dot map, right? And then do, so map applies everything in this function to the list, right? So that's going to be len list dot len, right? Function list is not right. This is going to be dot dot list. Unexpected dots. I'm going to remove this. I can use the restroom right back. guess it is an array. So what's the problem? I am passing you an array, friend. Oh, is this the problem? Is this the only problem I've been having this whole time? Okay, no. Whew, luckily not. Okay. Okay. So dot dot list. Dot map. What do you mean? What's the problem? Like, expected content found array. Okay, 10, 15. Great, okay. So, okay. Okay, this is gonna be the most unreadable shit ever. So we have this, we have this function, right? We have list map, and then we're gonna do list dot boom dot reduce, okay? ACCX calc dot max ACCX. Okay, what's the problem? Expected content found integer. because this is just... No, because... What are you talking about? What is this? Right. I forgot I have to do a bunch of bullshit. What is this? Array. So this is an array. So I have an array dot reduce. Expected content. Why did you expect content? Where did you expect content? At 56? Expected content found integer. What are you talking about? Should I put this whole thing in? Is that the solution? Okay. 15. So now we have the length of the longest. Now we have the length of the longest name. Okay, so now that we have this, finally, after the craziest bullshit ever, the most incomprehensible function of all time, we can do actually, no, that's it, right? So let's do this. So I'm gonna make this a little better looking. First of all, is this crazy? Like, does this still work? Put those back. But like, is there anything conceptually wrong with the unclosed delimiter? Where's it unclosed? What are you talking about? Okay. Okay, so we have this. How do I fix this? Sure. Is that crazy? No, that's not crazy. So we have this, right? We can do list map. Do I need to do let? I do, right? Yeah, because it's letting it exist. So we're gonna do this. String lengths array equals and then we can do string lengths array dot reduce. There's a problem here. Is that the fix? No. What's going on? Oh, okay, I see. And then this closes here. So is this crazy? I feel like this is more readable. What? No, but I can't do this. Wouldn't work. Oh my god. What? Then why am I doing it here? Well, first let me remove fit to width, because I don't need this. And then compare to this. So what's going wrong here? Expected content found in array. Oh, right, because I'm passing to grid. If all this garbage wasn't here, it'd be more visible. Okay. Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, God, I could have figured that out. I think if I waited on that longer, because I figured this out eventually. Um, Come on, dude. Really? We're really doing this? Oh, hey, Rafi, you're back. Why is Typst so verbose? What do you mean verbose? What do you mean? What do you mean verbose? Well, you left for a second to do your contract thing. What do you mean verbose? No, I mean, I know what verbose means, Rafi, but like, I mean, there's nothing. The thing that makes me ask the question is that there's nothing that's like unnecessary here. Like everything has its use, you know? Like this is defining the function. This is getting each thing that was like this was passed, right? This is like getting each individual thing inside of the list. And then this is the lambda function where it's getting each thing, and then it's just getting len, right? It's getting the length of it. And then that's the function. And then length strength array, because I named it this for readability. I see. And then you reduce it. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Okay, could I do like... Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, what would you rather I call it? Because I feel like this is like really descriptive. Like I think it's really valuable to have really, like, I like having really descriptive function names. Like, what would you name the function here? Wow. This is so awesome, Rafi. Your suggestion is 5% smaller. You're First of all, I'm not using camel case. We're using kebab case, okay? We're kebabbing, okay? Second of all, 5% smaller isn't that crazy. Okay. So what, like, what do you mean, like, oh, I guess that would have worked too, right? Or, no, wait. Right, like, or, what do you mean should have done standard in? It's a shorthand for string length. Wait, strlen. No, dude, I couldn't have done what do you mean? Like, naming the function st... I should have named it this? Is that what you're suggesting? Okay, what exactly are you suggesting, Rafi? Just that part of the function name. I mean, I would rather just like what's the usage in making like a portmanteau out of string length? Like what's the value there? We're talking kebab case, bro. Kebab case. It's sick. I don't see any value in doing a portmanteau. Yeah, because of the hyphens. I just don't see any value of doing a portmanteau here. I think that's crazy. I'm not memeing. Why, like I don't care if the name of my function is 8 characters longer. I don't care. I guess check, right? Check. Let me copy this really quick. Put it in my clipboard. Would reformat. But like, can I show? I guess diff. Why would you put a comma? I see, okay. Oh, I see. What is the difference here? Oh, putting a space between ACC and X. Okay. But if I was doing like if I was doing this. Rafi, what do you think? What's more readable? Okay, what's more readable? This or this? I'm gonna save this. See what you say. Wow, same thing. Okay. I guess the linter. Is that really a linter? The type checker? I don't know. Okay, but anyway, the important thing here is that now we have it's normal to skip the next line after opening ellipses. Do you mean opening parentheses? Those are not ellipses. Those are parentheses. Ellipses is 3 dots. That's not. Look, ellipsis is 3 dots. Parentheses is parentheses. L-E-S-L-L. Sorry, I'm hating. The okay. Okay. Okay, I think I didn't even need to do this. I think this is a really silly decision I made. Because what I could have done is I could have just used length. Like I could have used the EM length, right? Like length. One moment, I'm hearing some weird sounds. Okay, I'm not being murdered or anything. It just sounded weird. Okay, so yeah, I did something really silly here. Because... Oh, no, not length. I could have used measure. No, wait, this isn't silly. What I need is to make the box the size of the longest name.
Okay, it's something far away from my house. I'm gonna close my window. Where are my blinds?
That's the sound I was hearing. I don't know what that is. So that wouldn't work, right? Did I waste my time here? Did I do something really silly? I did do something silly. Okay. I wasted my time. Not really, but I should have known. I should have known. Measure. So I could have done, so here's what I could have done. I could have done columns, column gutter, right? What's column gutter? So if I do like 20 EM or 20 part, I guess. Yeah, so column gutter should have been measure this, right? Measure authors dot reduce. What? What do you mean? Can only be used when context is known. The context expression. So if I do context measure, found content. What is that sound? Int. Yes, bro, we're getting schizophrenic. Surely adding more parentheses would solve the problem here. Could I do this? No. What's going wrong here? Why can I do that up here but not down there? Context expression. Okay, I'm gonna move that back up here. Could you measure list reduce here? Well, first, let me make sure this works, right? Yeah, okay. Measure. That's a crazy sound. Hold on, I'm gonna be right back for a little bit. I'm gonna look up maybe what that sound is in my neighborhood. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so could I put measure in here, right? Measure, and then so I really don't need any of this here, right? And then I can do column gutter, authors. Can only be used when context is known. What are you talking about? Okay, I was just on the same page. How is it content? How? How? What are you talking about? Oh. Okay. I think I'm done with this for now.